welcome to the Soap Dish, where we dish about the soaps. I couldn't help myself, y'all. I was gonna spray it, but if I sprayed as much as Davey spraying, it would choke me up in here. Told you I was gonna do it. Beyond the Gates. All right, today is what is today? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, April 16th. And I'm gonna talk about Beyond the Gates. I don't know how much I have to say. I feel like it wasn't a lot that happened today, but we'll see. I'll get through these notes. We start where we left off with Bill and Mike. Bill is firing him. He's letting him go. He said, it was Bill's decision, but the board, everybody agreed. The other partners, that is, they agreed. Mike was like, nah, you don't want to lose me. I helped you build this firm. Bill, to his credit, was like, as much as he hates to admit it, Vernon Dupree helped him build that firm. Mike just kind of floated along. So Bill kind of laid into Mike, and I was confused to where, like, if he knew all this shit about Mike and his reputation and all this harassment he was doing, why did he keep turning a blind eye to it? Why did it take a lawsuit for him to do something about it? Like, he has daughters. He does not respect women whatsoever. That annoyed me, but I don't think it goes against what we've seen of Bill's character. It doesn't make me think more of him or less of him. It's just like Bill. Mike brought up Haley. He was trying to push Bill's buttons and got up in his face, and Bill, he grabbed him up. He was ready to choke him. Then Mike was, I'm sorry, stop, I went too far. So Bill let him go. That might come back to bite him though. I don't want to bring race into it, but you can't just be a black man choking up no white man like that. I don't know. I don't care how much money you got. So he might have another lawsuit on his hands. We have Jacob and Naomi. They were in bed. I was like, girl, you better put a scarf on their head. Those look like cotton pillowcases. Ain't no silk or nothing. But I get it. I would push that issue about her hair being tied up her scarf, but Nicole and Ted had a whole conversation about the bonnet, so they it's showing that they respect the hair care. Hair right there. But they have the similar conversation. They go back and forth talking about Bill and Danny, and Naomi she misses her father, but she doesn't want to betray her mom. And in hindsight, she realizes that Haley was trying to like worm her way in the whole time. And Jacob's just being supportive. They had their Tide commercial where they spilled the chocolate. I was like, why y'all eating chocolate in the bed with white sheets? And then when she was like, that's why I got Tide, I was like, oh, all right. I see what y'all did there. They got up. Tell me how they got up, did laundry, came back with the basket. It was still only like, it seemed like maybe 10 or 15 minutes later. I'm like, y'all done washed it and dried and folded and that quick. It should have been the next morning or something. But all right. We have Danny and Andre. They waking up. So I guess after she did her little strutting, they did what they do. I don't really know how I feel about that because she was so drunk, but she grown. They knew what it was. I guess it's okay. In real life, I may take issue with it, but for the soap opera, I don't feel like it was not consensual. He really tried to talk some sense into her. She reversed the conversation and belittled him, emasculated him, tried to, and he was just trying to like care for her, but she kept putting up her walls being defensive. She didn't want to hear what he was saying. She couldn't hear what he was saying because she didn't want to. And he was really actually very sweet and was just trying to like build her up and remind her of who the fuck she was. And I'm really enjoying seeing Andre in these scenes. It's showing a different side of him as like a man. And I appreciate that. He might end up being a character I actually like, which is crazy. Nicole and Ted, same old. Then Andre calls. Ted is all shook, like, oh no, is he gonna snitch? Like, he gonna tell? Andre comes over, and Ted is just really nervous that he's gonna tell. But of course he doesn't, because that's not why he's there. Let's see. We have Smitty. Martin comes home, having met with the principal, or the dean, maybe her name. Didn't include Smitty in it, didn't tell Smitty about it until he got home. I'm on the fence with that. I can see where some people may think that was the right thing to do. And I don't think nothing is the right thing to do. But I feel like the school might just try to cover that shit up, to cover themselves, to like cover their own asses. I feel like I would have went to they should have called Jacob. They should have went to the police. Like, this is a criminal matter at this point. And I think that law should be involved. I know that's going to be humiliating for Tyrell, but you already know where I think that's going. And so far, this doesn't change my mind. They need to get him in some therapy, whether it be with Nicole or someone not related, but he needs someone to help guide him through this, because it's going to get darker before the sun come out. The more people that know, the more humiliating it's going to be for him. And you can't shame the devil in the dark. So Danny calls her friend to come over, Pamela, aka Dixie. Danny is a G. I was like, how is she acting like she won't drink 20 minutes ago? I don't understand. But she was up and at it. She tried to offer Pamela a drink, and she was like, no, I'm cutting back. Danny was like, oh yeah, me too. Like, girl, you ain't even sober right there. What are you talking about? No way, if they touched your blood alcohol, you ain't still got whatever you was drinking in you. I don't like how Pamela talks. She's very old money-ish. I don't like it. It's just, it's annoying to me. I feel like she's creating her character, and that's cool, but I don't like it. They go to the club. Haley's there in the corner, not getting service. Danny proves that she is a good woman, a good matriarch figure, a good, like, auntie, a good older woman. And she tried to give, even despite everything Haley did to her family, she still tried to give her some good advice. Haley can't hear it. But then at the end of their conversation, when Pamela comes over to get Danny, I think his name was Shiloh. Danny calls the waiter and says Miss Hamilton is ready to place her order, and so then they took her order. Yeah, I don't understand my note. I said same old Danny Dupree. Oh. That's what Haley said. Oh, it's the same old Danny Dupree. And then Pamela and Danny, like, gave not a high five, but equivalent of a high five. Like, oh, that's what we're going for. A call back to their conversation, like, before they came over to the club about Danny getting back to her old self. I was trying to figure out what the hell I was talking about. All right, we have Naomi and, this, I don't know if I said this here in my review yesterday, but my daughter and I had talked about this yesterday, and I made a note of it so I can remember to say something. As much as we see Naomi talking to Jacob and she was talking to Bill yesterday about her feelings, we both agree that those scenes should be with Chelsea. At least some of them. There should be scenes with Naomi and Chelsea, sisters, together, talking about the shit with their dad or their mom or just life. Like, from the first week of the episodes, it seemed like they were closer, but we don't get a lot of scenes with them. Chelsea gets mostly with Kat, and Naomi is with Jacob. And I get, that's her cousin, that's her husband, but I would like to have more Dupree sisters, or is it Hamilton sisters? Hamilton Dupree sisters. Andre, I already talked about that. Talked about the Tide commercial. Bill, almost done. Bill comes in at the end of the episode, and Haley's like, today is the first day I finally got to place my order. And I was like, oh really, Haley? And then she was like, well, Danny. And then I was like, okay, I'm glad you admitted that. And then Bill went over and was pretty gracious to Danny and thanked her for what she did for his wife. I rolled my eyes there, but I thought he was gonna talk some more shit, but he didn't. So I don't know. It was a decent episode. Nothing really major happened, but I hope that this is the beginning of Danny picking herself up and not letting Bill, like, what they say, live in her head rent-free anymore. And so I'm going to call it a day. But before I go. All right, y'all. Live long and prosper. Thank you.